Hey, what's up, my people? How you doing? My name is Dalton, and this is Dalton My World. Now, it is a little windy out here, but what I'm gonna do for you, I want to give you my review of the David Chapelle Netflix show called The Closer, and my opinion on all the controversy that it's getting. And also, I'm going to hit on certain facts that the media and other groups are not telling you about the concert. Alright? So I'll be back in about 20 seconds and we can have this discussion. Peace. Hey, what's up, my people? I'm back. Now, when it comes to my review of the David Chapelle show called The Closer on Netflix and all the controversy it's getting, I'm going to give you my side of how I see it. Okay? Now, one thing that the mainstream media and all these special groups, gay rights groups and stuff like that, these particular movements, cancel culture movements, aren't telling you is one thing that David Chappelle show did state, that regardless of the racism that still goes on towards Afro-Americans, against Asian people, as well as East Indians, and that's vice versa, that Asian people and East Indians have against Afro-Americans. You know what I mean. He stood up there in front of all those people, and this was his last Netflix show, so it was a packed house. He stood up and he said that he saw how despicable and how saddened he was of Afro-Americans hurting Asians people, as well as Asian people being prejudiced against Afro-American. That includes East Indians too. Okay, but these groups didn't tell you that, and he kind of, in his own passive-aggressive way, called for stop for any violence between the races. Now, they didn't tell you that. Also, what they didn't tell you is that what's coming out is that one of the comedians and one of David Chappelle's good friends was a transgender. And he actually helped her achieve her dreams of being a comedian. Okay? And she helped him open his eyes. Now, yeah, they're not telling you that. Okay? But her mom is coming out with documentations and showing all that stuff, where a lot of the media is trying to hide that. Okay? And she ended up committing suicide, which David Chappelle did say broke his heart, but it came on not through anything David Chappelle said, but it came on because the very group that supposedly supposed to stood up for her, okay, destroyed her on social media. Okay, they said awful things about her, and I'm sure it was a couple other things, but that definitely was, as in his words, part of the pressure to end up having her commit suicide. And it wouldn't be the first time. You look at Facebook and how a lot of high school students has made, girls and boys commit suicide, right? by that type of negative pressure. So how is it so far-fetched that a group that you consider a pseudo family that's ripping you apart would make you feel so alone and helpless that you would end up committing suicide? I'm gonna give you a quick story. I have a friend of mine. He passed away. His name was Bill. Now, Bill was gay. I mean, Bill was all the way gay. I miss him dearly. But one thing about Bill is when he came out, his family disowned him. And when he passed away, his mom and father wouldn't even go to his funeral. Now, that's his immediate family. But Bill, during his life, created a pseudo family. People who care about him and love him. And I guarantee you, if that pseudo family, what they did, what his blood family did to him, that would have broke his heart. Okay? So, they're not telling you about all that. And they're telling you, and he's explaining, he's showing the dirty and dark side of this culture movement. Okay? He's showing you things that actually happen with him that the mainstream media, not NBC or anybody else like that, MSN, none of them are saying. Okay, all this culture killing, this culture council groups are not telling you. Okay, that a lot of these groups that's supposed to stand up for alternative lifestyle, they're not telling you the dark side of it and things they're doing. Okay, and he shows that. But he also the whole entire concert was awesome. I loved it. It was great. Okay, and he's also showing how these particular movements, like trans movement, okay, gay movements, how they are claiming to be a minority, okay, but he explained, and I think it's a made-up story, but he explained the story how he got confronted with this really big, tall, white trans man that could have whooped his butt. Okay, and it was at a restaurant, and he shows how just when he thought it was going to come to, he stood up for himself, and just when he thought it comes to swings, all of a sudden, instead of being a minority gay group, he became a white person, a Karen. He called the police instead of fighting his way out, standing up. Okay, so he was showing how they switch a lot of times. They'll switch to being a minority group to being a privileged white group. Okay, they'll call the police on a black person in a heartbeat. All right, when they want to be a white privilege, but when they want rights, okay, then they all of a sudden switch over to being a minority. And he shows in clear detail how that's done. And that's the dark side of any group, organization, they don't want you to know about. So there's a lot of people standing up for him because he did not say awful hard. I mean, he's a comedian. He's going to say stuff that's going to offend some people, but he did not say awful horrible things about trans. Okay, basically, he told you how it is. Okay, and he showed you the dark side of what they don't want you to hear. And they really don't want you to hear from someone who is popular as him. Okay, so that's why the cancel culture is trying to cancel him out, and it's backfiring. Okay, I mean, I guarantee you right now, if Dave Chapelle said, I want to do a special on Fox, I want to do a special on this station or that station, they'll run up and give him anything he wants. Okay, because he worked hard and went through a lot of hell to be the comedian that he is. And I'm gonna give you an example. He was making some jokes, and he made a little Asian joke a long time ago on his concerts, and this Chinese woman decided to try to go balls to the walls with him and try to say he's the biggest racist in the world and all this other stuff. And she had no idea that his long time wife that he's still married to is Asian. So you need to do your homework and know what you're talking about before you open your mouth. Just because it sounds good does not make it fact. Okay? And on the ending on this, stop being so nosy in people's business. Okay? If they want you to know something, they will let you know. Okay? Otherwise, it's none of your damn business. Alright? And I'll rap to y'all later. Peace.